Hello. It's Thursday. I'm Sarah. Duh. You're on my Instagram. Hello, Reed. Gonna be hanging out, doing Hello, I Am Human, episode 10. You guys are in for a treat tonight. It's probably gonna get a little weird. Let me put my headphones in. Joining me tonight is one of the most important people since 1998. James Wickline. Better known as Wick!
Hey!
Look at you. God, you're so pretty.
Yeah.
Scoot your phone up so I can see all your face. I'd rather see your forehead than your beard.
Oh,
It's a good beard. It's a great beard.
I'm not on a computer. I'm on my phone.
Yeah, I know. So move your phone, bro.
I'm trying to steady the training table.
Oh, there you go. What do you got?
I have a completely legal in all 50 states Delta 8 THC gummy.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Dude, this is so
Raspberry. Good.
fun. I got acai pomegranate.
This tastes like the filling of a raspberry donut. It's really good.
Oh, that sounds
Super
really
good.
good. Dude, I'm just so excited. I've been any chance that I get to talk to you is really exciting. And knowing that it was going to happen all week, I was just like.
I was too. I was like, I don't know what we're going to talk about. I'm sure we'll figure something out.
I know, right? Well, that's kind of one of the things when we were planning this episode was what is more human than talking to someone who's been involved in everything from touring to pooping your pants stories to losing your parents, getting married. I mean, we were both in each other's wedding party. I mean, we've done some life, man.
Yeah. There's been some life had. We've definitely had that.
We've been through some terrible relationships. We both met our old amazing wives. We've had kids. We've done all of it. We've done most of the humaning.
Yeah, except for the last part of humaning, I don't know what's left. Really,
Oh yeah.
what do you do next?
I don't know. I was gonna say we've never gone fishing, but we have gone fishing. We used to go fishing at the Little House in Topsail.
At the Little House, yep.
Oh,
I will not admit, confirm, nor deny that the flounder that I caught was too small to keep or too large to keep, but it went directly on the grill.
Yeah, it went right on the grill. That was so good. I still remember that.
Yeah.
You guys are drinking 40s in the canoe?
Yeah.
Yeah, 40s Miller High Life. That was good times. Yeah. That's what your 20s are for. 40s.
I'll still drink a 40 Miller High Life. Are you kidding me? It's the champagne of beer. You can't deny that.
It's true. I mean, depends on what your champagne standards are.
Very low.
Very, very, very low.
Very, very low.
Okay, so I figured I needed to give us a little direction tonight, so I actually wrote down notes. I
Okay,
always write down notes.
Good. I'm turning
So
that up.
we're gonna revive a question from episode 1 because I thought it was funny. So the question is, what were you doing right before we went live?
I was out in my garage dicking around.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was playing with a Coroplast and some LEDs, and I wasn't happy with any of it, but I was out there, so I was happy. So there's that.
You're doing the work, right?
Yeah.
You've been making some crazy cool LED panels. That table that you made, when you were explaining it to me, I couldn't quite see the vision of how the legs were going to work with the white chloroplast, which is corrugated plastic.
Right.
Wick had to teach me that. So with the white plastic in the middle with all the LEDs, we're going to have to I'm going to post some pictures of that after this because that was so crazy, dude. What was your inspiration to start doing all the LED work?
I've always liked lights. Even going way back when we
Yeah.
had the fire hazard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
like
the fire hazard was the nickname we gave to our lighting rig
our
board,
light controller
our
that
light
was
controller.
yeah, and it was all these switches. Quentin wired it up. I don't know how he did it, like because now I know how to wire switches to outlets,
Yeah.
and you have to flip phase, or you
Yeah.
just put breakers all the time. And
Yeah.
there were no breakers in this thing. Like this was this was a set it and forget it kind of thing. So like every light got plugged in to this thing like with a 58-foot extension cord, and then you turn them on and off. There's no fade. It's like on, off, on,
No.
off, on, off. Like it was so bad. It was so dangerous. And then
It was so
that
dangerous,
one
but it
night in
worked.
Elizabeth City when it actually did catch fire, we ended that.
Oh. Yeah, that was when we said maybe it's time to actually get real par cans, because what we had plugged into the fire hazard box was if anybody watches HGTV or you work at a home improvement store,
those cans.
it was
Those
literally the
recess can
can
lights.
lights. Yeah, recess can lights, because they were cheap and we could spray paint them black,
Right.
and we had to
And
break
we screwed in different color floodlights.
yeah, real high tech stuff. We
Real
were
high
real.
tech.
But to our credit, we were 18 and 19 years old and working
Yeah, like
with
it's
no budget.
1999.
Yeah.
LEDs like weren't even a thing yet.
That didn't even happen yet. That wasn't even invented. Like it was, if you had like, remember like digital watches.
You
were,
old
like,
lady, listen to what you just said.
it wasn't invented yet.
It wasn't yet. The internet wasn't even around. You couldn't even Google how to do it.
No, because
Like,
Google wasn't a thing. Yahoo was still the search engine.
web crawler.
Oh my God, that was such crap. Oh my
It was
God.
crap. It was all crap. But now we can just be like, okay, Google, what song is playing right now?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or I'm like, I got the ad that came up for those cool LED stick like corner lights
Yeah.
from Radio Shack, which Radio Shack has made a comeback, which I'm super pumped about.
It hasn't.
They're trying.
They're trying, but
I'm gonna get a shirt. I'm gonna try.
I miss Radio Shack. But
I miss Radio Shack too. The one in New Bern was the jam, like in like the shopping center by
yeah,
my parents' house.
yeah. I could go there and be like, yo, I need these parts on a regular basis, and they would stock them.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I need 250K pots, man. If I run out, I gotta come here. I need 47 microfarad capacitors. They'll do it.
Yeah, because they want to sell it to you. I remember because we had two Radio Shacks in our town. There was the one by my parents' house, and then there was the one in the mall. And I remember being like,
that's right, there was one in the mall.
I remember being like 13 and going to the one at the mall, and they had like those cheap, like realistic brand microphones.
Oh yeah.
And
1/4-inch plug, hardwired.
Yeah. And I got like a regular microphone stand. Like I saved up like my $25 and I got like a round base microphone stand. I had that and I was like, I'm in a band now. And it's like, no.
Yep.
Not at all.
You know the weird thing? Same price for the mic stand. Mic stands are the same price. They're still $25.
Oh my God, I've never thought of that.
They're still $25. Like,
how does that even work? But now we know better, and we like only buy boob stands, and those are like $30 and have always been $30.
I think they're 35, but like whatever.
Yeah, right.
Unless you go with the super brands like Hercules or one of those other ones.
I'm not spending $80 on an ultimate microphone stand. It's not gonna happen. They're really good.
I bought a Tama mic stand. I bought a Tama mic stand about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I still use it every gig.
Really?
It was like $100. And I was like, this is a stupid amount of money to pay for a microphone stand. And I just peeled it off, and I've had it ever since.
Dude, that's what's up. I feel the same way about DR Pro. I feel like they make good stuff. This will be our little ad segment of the show.
Yeah.
Tama microphone stands. Buy your mic stands from a drum company. Yeah.
That's right. Right. But I was like, well, they make hardware that lasts forever, so why wouldn't this hardware last forever?
It makes sense. I follow your logic.
Yeah.
So yeah, like LED lights. What's up with them panels, bro? You're doing like an art installation with it now, right?
Yeah. I just got approved. I actually had the meeting last Thursday. I'm gonna do. Um, it's a small window. I don't have the angle on it just yet. I got to go down there with my protractor and a straight edge to measure the angle because you got to know.
Yeah.
And it's gonna have power. It's a small window. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to think of where you would know. It's downtown. It's on Middle Street. Um, there was a bridal shop that turned into the Thirsty Bruin,
Yep.
and then right next door, that little bitty window that's there that had like the half. It's like I think it's like 222.5 is
Right.
the address, where it's just the stairs that go up.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that's the little window. That's my little window. So
That's pretty dope.
I get 6 months to a year in it.
That's cool.
Yeah,
You're
we'll
just gonna, are
find
you
out.
just gonna make a one that says Wick?
No, I
No.
don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I had a pretty cool idea today. Um, because yeah, I had a pretty cool idea today, but I don't know how I'm gonna execute it yet,
Yeah.
and I don't even know what I'm gonna go with. But
Yeah.
it was a because I don't really ever make something and then give it a title
Sure.
because most of the stuff that I build is just like here's this like
Here's
this
my
is
table.
yeah, here's a table. Here's a giant thing that is inspired by Tetris. Like, please have at it.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna actually try to make a piece that has something to say, but I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know.
You
Yeah,
know, eat a gummy and figure it out.
yeah, yeah. That's yeah. Now that I actually had the idea earlier, that's what I was doing, dicking around in the shop. I was just like, how do I how do I make that portray to other people? So
Right.
it's and I don't ever. That's not how I work.
Yeah.
I don't work for other people. I like to build things, and if people find it interesting and cool and they want to buy it, awesome. I'll take that money.
Right.
But that's not my goal. Is to like my goal is to just build and like
Mm-hmm.
have fun building.
Yeah.
So that's the whole cue there. But I'm really like I'm intrigued by this idea, and I really think I'm gonna do it. I just don't know how I'm gonna do it yet.
Yeah. That's kind of the fun part though, is figuring it out. I think that's what turns you on about building is like kind of the figuring it out part.
Right now is when I need like someone to write it down. I got it. I'll keep it.
Yeah. You want me to write it down? Tell me. You want to dictate?
Yeah. I need the start of COVID to the present day stock market ticker line.
To present day stock market. I got to make sure I can read this later because I'm going to forget. Oh wait, we've got literally got this recorded. Why am I writing it down?
I don't know. But I was gonna write it down. So
I'm not following your lead, bro. I'm the drummer. You follow me.
yeah, I got you. You're the
I put
host.
my paper down. I put my paper down. I know. We're just like talking. Hold on. My
Yeah.
phone's being.
So,
There we
oh,
go.
there you are.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out why my the app kept dimming while I was on a live. It's like obviously I'm using this iPhone, so I don't know. Whatever. We'll figure it out. So speaking of start of COVID, I mean that was a big thing for you because so much of what you do for your job. I mean, you work at the music store in New Bern, Fuller's Music, which is where I got my first guitar when in 1992. It's been there for 100 years. It was like the coolest thing.
1905.
That's wild.
1905.
116 years.
116 years.
That's wild, dude. And like I remember it was just like such a rock star moment when you like got a job at Fuller's because that was like all of our dream jobs.
I did try for 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I was like, whoa, you got a job at Fuller's. So dude, you're so cool. And then I spent 10 years working in music retail. I'm like, is it really?
it's really not that cool, is it? No. No, my job's different. My job's cool.
Yeah, your job is actually cool, but that's because you work at Fuller's and you're with like Dave and John Dro and all those dudes.
Yeah.
But a big part of your life, of your work, your income is playing with your band Bipolar Express, which I got to see, dude, I got to see you guys when I was back home, when you played at the middle school. Okay.
Oh God, you saw that?
Oh my
It was
God, it was
fun, but
so,
that was like the very beginnings.
oh, that was so fun. Yeah. Well, you guys have been around for, I feel like a year. Like you were pretty solid. You had your thing, the no
Yeah,
sleeves. And so
that's right.
when I, right before sixth grade, because there's nothing to do in our town. It's like, it's a tiny, there's more to do now, but there certainly
There's more to
wasn't.
do now, but not
In
then.
the early 90s, there was nothing to do. So me and my brother Danny and our friend Anthony, like the school was getting turned into the middle school from being the high school. It's got a really awesome auditorium. So there's nothing to do. We had broken into the school probably a dozen times. And
You may or may not have done that.
it's fine. I got arrested for it. I can say I
Oh,
did it.
okay, so you did that. All
Yeah,
right.
I totally did that. No, we totally got picked up by the cops one time. And had a gun pulled on me at 12 years old and pissed my pants. True story. So anyway, one of the many times over the course of that summer we had gone in there, we would go into the auditorium and we would get on the stage, and we were like super into Guns N' Roses' Appetite for the Destruction at the time. And
Yeah.
so we would play Guns N' Roses, and my brother, Danny is the oldest, so Danny got to be Axel, and then Anthony is the next oldest, and so he got to be Slash, and I had to be Matt Sorum, and I was so mad. You know, fast forward 30 years, and it's like, got my drum kit, got to see
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses. So when you dudes played there, I was like, it was my dream. I was like, oh my God, you're like playing on the stage I used to pretend to play on. That was so dope.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that was a big deal for me watching you play there. And so what was that like going into quarantine? And like, you guys had to cancel a shit ton of gigs, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I think we had like 38 on the books and played 9.
Wow.
Yeah. So right all right, so leading up to 2020, like 2019, like we had all these gigs booked for the next year. The whole year was booked out.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're good. Like I got 3 gigs a month. I got time off for vacation like here in July somewhere. Like I got time. I'm making money. Mortgage was paid.
Yeah.
From the band. The band was going to pay the mortgage.
Dude, that's the dream. That's the dream.
That's the dream, right? Like
Yeah.
electricity, whatever. Who needs it? But the band was paying the mortgage. The job would pay the rest of it, and I would be able to like bank some stuff and like do some repairs to my garage and all that stuff, and like get it all like ready to go. And then COVID, and all these shows started getting canceled. Like the first one, I believe, was like a private party. It was like it was for money, and it boom gone.
Yeah.
And it was this isn't gonna be good. We can't have more than 50 people. Oh, now we can't serve alcohol. Oh, everything's closed. Oh man, it's like, well, we better start hustling.
Right.
So, like, because what was weird was like after Florence, I had to do a lot of hustling.
Hurricane Florence.
Hurricane Florence. Yeah, not her machine.
Not Florence in the Machine.
No. But after Hurricane Florence, like, house was flooded, had to tear the house down, got a new house, had to fill the house, but I needed mattresses, and I wasn't trying to so anything that did survive, that's when I sold it. Like I had that wardrobe in the band room that like was full of pedals, and was like, all right, fine. How much are they selling for a reverb? $20 less. These things are gonna sell. Right. So I hustled all the cash money that I could to buy mattresses and to buy like furniture and all this stuff. So like I had already dipped way into my reserve, my reserve collection, and everything else I'd already lost. So it was just going into 2020. It's like, oh man, what do we do? What do I do now? And it was like, oh shit, like this is something. So turns out I do have a pretty good job. It pays pretty well. everything worked out fine, but it was a lot tighter than it had to be.
Right.
Yeah, it was a lot tighter than it had to be. I'm not going to go into the specifics of
Sure.
what I did to make money.
No.
No. Oh, my penis stayed in my pants, butt stayed in my pants, mouth didn't go places it shouldn't have. So,
I mean, just keeping your butt in the pants, I mean, that in and of itself is a feat. So,
I mean, on a Tuesday, that's something.
Tuesday open mic night. Okay, so real talk.
Yeah.
This is for the audience. Wick and I toured together for 5 years, 6 years.
A lot. Yeah. Well, it was at least 4 or 5, probably more.
So, we met a lot of fun people, and all the clarification you can call, Carl.
Yeah.
One of the things that we discovered about Wick while we were on tour and would hang out with our friends that we had met at shows is that Wicks got some junk in his trunk, and his booty looks amazing in some like skin tight booty pants. So, little known fact about Wick, get him in some very vividly colored leggings.
I know exactly what you're talking about right now.
I'm trying to say it without saying it. That's all of it.
Yeah. No, like, I mean, come on. When you're cut from that cloth, you can wear it.
I do not have that butt. Like, I remember seeing your butt in those pants. I was like, damn, man, I could never pull that off. I got my dad's no ass at all happening. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, rock what you got, right?
Tanya said we should have made the wedding party wear leggings.
And don't think for 1 second I wouldn't have.
Oh, you would have.
Oh no, I'm proud. What I got backstairs, like, come on, I'm good at that. I'm good at that. It's still tight too. I'm all like over 40, and it's still tight.
Well, you work on your feet. It's a good way to keep it in shape.
That's right.
You're right, Zach. Rock what you got. It doesn't need to be a t-shirt. I'm gonna write that down because Instagram doesn't save the comments. Rock what you got.
Yeah, but you are actually recording it, so there's that.
Yeah, well, I had to say it out loud.
Yeah.
Sarah, who has the better butt between me and Wick? Oh, Wick all day. Wick has an amazing ass.
All day.
But I've got better boobs. Thank God.
Way better boobs. Like,
thank God.
Mine are all like hairy and weird. Tiny nipple.
Yeah, you get a tiny nipple. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh yes, you're right, Tanya. Of all the asses, you have the best ass. That is right. This one, I gotta keep her. Okay. Yeah. So 2020 was just like such a fuck of a year in so many ways, and I remember talking to you partway through, and like you telling me about like all the gigs that were going down, and like literally going down in flames. But
burning.
Yeah, but you guys are opening back up there in North Carolina, right?
We are. Yep.
How's that going?
It's actually pretty good. People are being kind of cool about it. I heard on NPR today because that's what I listen to in the car. I listen to NPR. I'm a supporter. I pay for it. I do that.
Nice.
32% of the adult population of North Carolina is fully vaccinated.
Wow.
48% have had one shot. I am one of the fully vaccinated.
Nice. Very well done, sir.
I did it. I don't like needles. I wasn't really, everybody's got their doubts. You know what? It hurts in your arm for a little while. Go outside and wet sand a table. It'll work itself out.
Just work that and then shot.
Yeah, that's what I did. After the first shot, I was out the garage. And I was doing things, and I was fine. It didn't start hurting until I was done. And then the second shot, I was like, I better get out in the garage, wet sand this table out.
Yeah.
And then I did, and whatever. I was good with it.
Yeah, that's really surprising that North Carolina's already that caught up. That's really good. I feel like just talking to my brother, like the whole Craven County area kind of didn't get hit too bad. Or no?
No. I think he's probably right. Like, it wasn't like, because we're so spread out. on everything. And like,
Oh yeah.
and honestly, like Newbern, like if you look at like the voting records, Newbern is
Yeah.
this little spot of blue in a sea of red,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, voting wise. And I think that not to put, not to put, not to politicize the pandemic, but
Sure.
I feel like there was a lot more acceptance with, um, and you were a retirement community too. So like we're
Right. Yeah.
pretty, we're pretty stoked on, we're stocked up on old people, right? So like
Yeah.
they like we're full up on old folk. So they're getting vaccinated, blah, everybody's
Right.
like online, like, and I tell you what, like when I went to go get mine, it was such a well-oiled machine. Like Steph made the appointments and was like, okay, you're at, 1:15 or yeah, 1:15 on Wednesday. So
Hmm.
okay, go to the convention center. So I go to the convention center, I walk in, there's like 6 people in line that all have like appointments, whatever. It's like you talk to that person, blah blah blah. You walk through, bloop bloop, and it's like talk to that guy, go over there. She'll tell you where to sit. She sits down. She's like right or left, right, doink, done. Sit over there for 15 minutes. I was in and out of that place in like 20 minutes, and 15 of it was sitting and waiting
Wow. That's good,
at the
dude.
at
Like,
the end of the shot.
yeah.
Like, oh, it was like just gonna go right on through this.
There's something
So
that's been really dope. Like every time I've gone back to New Bern since I moved, and especially in the more recent years, that where you can see that it kind of is like that little dot of blue. Like there's just a lot of cool stuff as our generation is kind of coming of age and like kind of becoming the grown-ups.
yeah,
It's
and it's
been
artsy.
really cool.
Yeah, and there's a lot of artists, a lot of free thinkers here, which is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really awesome. And like I think there's just I'm it's a town that I'm like I finally have reached the point that I don't think I ever would have if I still lived there, that I'm like proud to be from there.
Right.
And because like Newbern's kind of dope. It's this dope little old town and it made me who I am. So
Yeah, I wouldn't be the same without my tiny little city with a bear with a tongue sticking out. Ugh.
Oh my God, like I didn't realize that was his tongue when I was a little kid. I always thought it was like his nose, like the way it was shaped. Like I don't know, little kid brain, man, little kid brain. What's
Yeah,
speaking of little kid brain?
noses don't come out of the mouth.
I mean, come on, I
His
know.
mouth is clearly open.
I'm just telling you the truth, a story. Like I didn't say it made sense.
There.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think one of the things that we've talked about recently is that like being able now to look back and appreciate your younger self, where we've talked about the first thing that we ever recorded was in 1997, the Joker Jokes on You.
Oh, was it that long ago?
Maybe or 98, because you had just
It had to be
graduated.
98. I
It
had
had to
just
be
read.
98, yeah, because you had graduated already. And yeah, like when we were listening back to that like a couple months ago and like kind of talking through stuff as we're kind of, trying to reinvent some tunes and stuff like that and work on writing together again long distance. I mean, I remember listening back to those lyrics and was like, oh, like we didn't really know what we were doing from a songwriting perspective, but like, man, some of this stuff like didn't suck.
Yeah, no, we wrote some good lyrics. Like, I mean, and even like the riffs. Like, it's a shame it was recorded so badly,
So bad.
so bad. Like to give
It's
shouts out.
you
I'm
guys
not. I'm
gotta
not gonna.
don't do it. You guys got a good mix. You guys got a good mix.
You got a good mitts. That's a good
Oh
mitts. God.
God, love that guy. Because I mean, he's the guy that made me fall in love with Pro Tools. Because the first time we went in, speaking of not being who you are without an experience, I remember the first time we went in there, he was recording everything to DAT tapes. And then when we went in to do Jokes on You, our first full length album, which like how cool! I was still in high school. Man, I
How
feel like
cool.
such a
How was
like
I a
so
lead
cool.
guitar player? Like,
I don't know. I mean, were you? No, I'm just joking.
no, I wasn't. I should have been the bass player the whole time.
You definitely should have. But Mikey. And
Yeah.
oh my God, I just remember sitting down in the studio and him showing us Pro Tools, and I was just like mystified. And I mean, I was so mystified that 22 years later, I was remote editing a song with my singer Pamela Maurer from Baby Money. Like today, we had like set it up where it was like all over Google Hangouts because we couldn't figure it out with Zoom. And so I was like streaming, and did all of her vocal edits as a screen share in Pro Tools. It was so dope. It was like, how did I not? That's the kind of shit that's come out of the pandemic. Is like working on music like this. She sent me a demo. I like loaded the demo, recorded a drum track to it. She came last Friday. We did like our first like masked up recording session in now Ethan Grace's new home. And yeah, it's just so crazy that, 22 years later, that's what I work in like every freaking day. It's literally recording this episode right meow.
Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah. Like it's the good stuff. I don't have that capability. One, you're way smarter than I am. You do the buttons better for sure.
True.
You do. And then we recorded. Remember that time you bought a bunch of stuff from Musician's Friend? We recorded an album and then sent it all back.
Yeah.
Except for the microphones.
No, I kept the Digi-001. I still have that. I still have that too.
Does it work?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a computer that I can run it on anymore because it's so old. But it's like so hard. I was gonna like recycle it like 3 times, but it's like I spent like $1,500 on that thing.
Yeah. A
and
2-channel interface was $1,500.
Oh my god! But I mean, thank God I got that, and I was gonna get that like Roland thing, like because that looked really cool. So I mean, it's so funny how life just sets you up for these choices, and like you make all of these choices that take you on a journey. I was just talking about that with somebody today, where a Facebook memory had come up where. It was from 11 years ago. I was living in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, which I lived there for like 4 or 6 months or something.
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
And I knew it just felt like a stepping stone. And I had posted something about like, hey, God, like, I know you got a plan. Can I get a hint? But like, I never would have imagined being in Chicago and, recording a podcast in my basement and talking to you at, 9 o'clock at night on a Thursday. Like, this is my life. It's kind of great. You can't plan for that. What's some of the things that you didn't think that you could have planned for that you're living right
now? Being married, having children. That was never something I had ever thought that I even wanted.
Really?
Yeah, like no, I was out play on player. I was gonna play on player for as long as playing on could play on for players.
You did a good job.
Yeah, I did a great job. I feel like that's I couldn't, and I wouldn't be who I am without my wife and my kids. Like,
amen.
There's just something that like you finally have like put all the puzzle together, and there's my puzzle's together right now, and I really never thought my puzzle was ever going to be together, like, through my nudity phase, through my, like, snorting whatever for $1 phase, like,
eating cat food out of a can for $1 in front of the
and getting kicked out of the gas station for it, because...
Yeah, that was great.
My duck head phase, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's, like, so, that's something I never thought I would ever do. Yeah. And I think it took life to bring me... To bring me stuff, really, like I wouldn't be half. I'd be missing half of me right now.
Yeah. And it's the half that you didn't really realize you needed, or that you were even missing, because I talk about Tanya a lot on the show because she's like a major part of my life, but because she is also that for me, and I know Stephanie does the same thing for you because I know her. And I see you guys together where they just, there's something about being with someone that's your person, where they just bring all of this other stuff out of you. It's not, and I think that's where the idea of someone's my other half, like, yes, it's complimentary and that's dope, but like, it brings out all of this other stuff in you. I feel the same way about the kids. Like,
it was awesome when we had Tristan, but there was something about when Caleb showed up, because we always wanted to be like a family of four. That was like what I had in my head
Mm.
when we started talking about having kids. And there was something about like when Caleb showed up, it was like, oh, our little puzzles, this is it. This is the family.
Yeah,
Our puzzles
we're
together.
we're
This is
there
us.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. And I that's how I felt when you and Steph had Keegan, you know.
Yo, me too.
You would say, well,
He was all
Xander,
like,
Keegan. Yeah, I know. Xander's such
ah.
a good big brother.
Oh, he is. He is.
Yeah.
So they wear the same shoe size now.
Oh my God. What's that shoe?
9.
What? That's like men.
Mm-hmm.
They've got men's shoes. I'm not ready for
Yeah,
this.
well, Xander's 17.
I mean, yeah, I mean, he's basically a man. He's a man.
Keegan's 10.
Yeah. Well, you know, he's your kid. He's going to have size 14 shoes like you.
It's probably going to get bigger. I'm telling you, like, it's the growth chart, Like, so that was one of the things after Hurricane Florence, like, I wanted to make sure that I kept.
Mm-hmm.
So I went into the house and I cut the whole growth chart out of the wall. And
Good.
I took it and I bought a 2x8, or not a 2x8, a 1x8, or a 1x6, whatever, a piece of wood. And then I measured up from the floor a foot
Mm-hmm.
at the old house. And then I measured up from the floor and I transferred all the growth lines. And I threw the moldy piece of wood away. But I've got this piece of wood,
Oh,
right?
dude,
There.
that's what's up.
I wasn't gonna lose that. It had all the kids. It's got Aiden and Aaron and like Keegan and Xander. Like Keegan was, I think, 2 when we first started that. So, or maybe even younger. But
Mm-hmm.
there is a difference of about 6 inches from the time that Xander was 10 to the time that Keegan is 10, and Keegan is about 6 inches taller.
That's wild because Xander's not like, he's a
He's
tall
not
kid.
short.
No,
No.
he's always been pretty tall. Wow, dude.
Yeah, he's taller than Steph.
I was going to say he's definitely taller than me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
One of the coolest gifts that a friend ever gave me, my buddy Chris Siska, that used to work for me at Chicago Music Exchange, he had his brother like makes cool growth charts like that, and it's hanging up over there. You can't see it, but it's like a 1x8 piece of rainbow poplar
Okay.
that's done just like a ruler, and you do the same thing. You go up a foot off the floor, and so like I mounted it on the wall, and like, dude, man, that thing, like I got my little mark on there. I had to make sure that
Yeah,
I marked
I
myself.
got a dad mark at the
Oh
top.
yeah. Yeah, you got to. Because I mean, I feel like so many parents have painted over those. And like that's like long gone at our house that I grew up in, you know. But man, I
Oh
would
yeah.
totally love to see that. So that's awesome that it's a removable piece now.
Yeah, it was so important for me to have that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's it was like, you know what, if I have to lose everything that is material in my life, fine. But I'm not losing these. Like
Yeah.
I'm not losing the memories, because like you can't. You have to hold it. Like that is a part of you. It is a part of your family.
Yeah.
Like you have to keep that kind of thing.
Yeah. And because it's just such a part of your history. Like what do you think was some of the good stuff that came out of, because I know just from talking to you that like you definitely found some silver linings. Like what do you think was some of the good things about literally losing all of your material possessions?
I would say I don't hold on to things that I can touch
Mm.
as much anymore. They don't mean as much. Like, having 25 guitars doesn't matter. Having a vintage amp collection doesn't matter anymore. Like it's not what you can hold that means something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably what I've really had to I guess absolve myself into the fact that the best things in life that you have, you can't touch. Like it's not about possessing something. It's
Mm-hmm.
about being I don't know, like legit, like the whole house could burn down as long as everybody got out. I wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like,
because that's basically happened to you at this point.
it's happened.
Just water instead of fire.
Right. Like, literally, as long as everybody gets out and we're all alive, fuck it. I can do it again.
Yeah.
I don't want to, mind you. I don't want to. But could I? Abso-fucking-lutely. I will do it again. And I will do it every time something that wants to take away material things, fine. Take them. I don't give a shit. I don't really need them.
Yeah.
Is it nice having a TV? Yup. But do I need it? No.
No.
Like, I don't need it.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of like today's society has gone, is we believe that we need all these things. Like, yeah, I got a sweet new phone, but it was because my other phone was a piece of shit, and that was like, this was the next thing that was available. It was like, Jimmy hooked me up, and he's like, it's only gonna cost you like another $20 a month. So like, so I got new phones for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like, no, I don't. You know, if I could go back to a flip phone, I probably would. I mean, I keep Facebook and social media simply for the band. And like, and I've had it for so long now that you flip through, like when you say memories pop up, it's like, oh yeah, that's right. I did say some dumb shit like that.
Like the time that I just reposted the other day when we were at one of the open mics at Mickey Milligan's, and for whatever reason, we were listening to some song and you were drunk and I was not, because I wasn't drinking at the time, and I like just stuck my tongue in your belly button and I was like,
yeah,
oh, here. Those are, you make strange choices. Anyway, Facebook, I would have forgotten about that.
Right, and you probably should have.
I did this sober? Oh my God.
Yep.
Way to go, Mom. Oh, Jesus. No, I think I think you totally hit the nail on the head about like the whole idea of like needs versus wants. Because I mean, that's something that you have to like talk to your kids about all the time. And I can't imagine how much you have to do it with, you know, teenagers.
So I didn't share the one the other day, but it was when Keegan took a shit on the front porch. Like, and it was like,
yeah,
things you never thought you'd have to say.
Yeah.
Number 241, like, you can't shit on the front porch. This is not Peru. Like, you can't do that. Like, and there was, oh yeah, I think my post was something like, yeah, so my kids went up to me today. Like, never once have I ever taken a shit on the front porch, but apparently that happens. So
I did have a very unfortunate accident in someone's yard in Mexico once. It was an emergency. It was really bad. I've talked about that story before, I think.
Yeah.
We're not going to go into it.
Yeah.
I also on tour behind the bus on our way to Alabama. That happened. Yeah. I mean, pooping happens. Like, it happens. Now I know that I have all these freaking food sensitivities, so now it doesn't really happen anymore. Magically. Right? Yeah, you stop eating stuff that is reactive to your body.
I found out when Steph was pregnant with Keegan, I'm lactose intolerant. And I was like, you know what though? It's not lactose, that doesn't really have lactose, is Parmesan cheese. I can eat that. Super sharp cheeses. Yeah, they're kind of like the lactose ages out or some shit. I don't know.
Oh, it's the casein.
Yes.
I think it's casein. Yeah, it's the low casein, because I remember originally Tanya couldn't have stuff with casein in it. That's the only reason I know that.
So then I learned recently, it's just dairy in general. It's not like, I can't have cheese anymore, so I've been eating vegan cheese.
That's what I eat. What brand you got? What do you get?
I don't know, whatever Steph brings home, whatever. She got some smoked Gouda slices. They're pretty good.
Yeah? They're pretty good?
They're pretty good.
Dude, like, I'm telling you, like, Trader Joe's has the most. Do you guys have a Trader Joe's there yet?
No, we don't have a Trader Joe's. We got the biggest hair-theater in the fucking country, though. I'm not even shitting you.
I haven't seen the new one yet.
Oh, it's like we call it like the Taj Mateater. Like, it's like nuts huge. It's got a bar in it.
Really?
Yeah, it's got a bar like all the buffets without COVID. all the buffets.
Right,
Like,
right, right.
oh my God, this is like a Southern gentleman's like treat. You can you can you can walk in there and get like chicken wings on a buffet and like Asian bar buffet, and like on Mondays they have prime rib where they slice that shit like an inch and a half thick, and like it's
What?
like $10. Yeah, you can get lobster. Like they have like specials every night. Like pre-COVID, not having
Pre-COVID,
enough.
pre-COVID.
Yeah, because right now all the buffets are filled with like candy. They're like,
Yeah, that's what it's like here too.
there's no scoops, there's no gloves. Yeah, they took the olive bar out. Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, one of my like favorite, like I have a few favorite things about COVID. Like one of them has been obviously remote recording and like figuring out like that, and because it's just so much easier. God, it was so easy to edit with a screen share today. Anyway, but one of my other favorite things at the grocery store with COVID is when they were trying to like have the deli kind of open. Everything's like ready to go, so you don't have to talk to anyone,
Mm.
which most people don't know this about me because you literally watch me talk like all the time. That's what I do.
Yeah, you're
You
not
know,
so good with strangers though.
you know, Wick, I'm quiet by nature.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I'm quiet by nature.
Quiet by nature. But no, but like
Like,
I do get really weird
I don't know
around
what
strangers.
fucking fortune cookie you got that out of, but
Oh my
like,
God.
that's true.
And you've never let me forget it.
No, no.
You've never let me forget that I said that. And because I was feeling quiet and contemplative, I do have that side. But also I get really weirdly weird about asking people stuff, which is so dumb because I literally am now like interviewing people like I mean not professionally because I'm not getting paid for it, but you know, like it's my thing now is like asking people questions. But man, I don't want to necessarily bug people. Not all the time, because sometimes I want to like talk people up and shoot the shit. But like sometimes I just want to get my ham and go. I don't want to have to think about it. Virginia ham sounds great. Go.
You know
Bye.
what? That should be a T-shirt. I'm just trying to get my ham and go. Like,
T-shirt idea number 2: ham
yeah,
and go.
get my ham and go.
Ham and
Like them
go.
out.
That sounds like a
Yep.
good. That'd be a cool name for a deli. Ham and go.
Or ham to go.
Ham to go. Nah.
Pork on the move.
On the move. So what do you think your favorite day job you had while you were other than working at Fuller's? Because you were a chef for a while too. Do you think
I
that
was
was
a
maybe
cook. I was a cook.
a
I
cook?
wasn't yeah.
Fair, fair.
I wasn't in charge of shit but the baked potatoes. Like, so I'm not a chef. I wasn't a chef. I was a cook.
You're
A
just a
damn
cook.
good one. My favorite day job that hasn't been Fuller's.
Yeah.
Well, it sure the fuck wasn't landscaping. That sucks. That is hard work.
Yeah.
I did that for years, and that's North Carolina sun, ginger face. It doesn't. No, it wasn't that.
You were in a perpetual state of sunburn.
Oh yeah, like I've never been more orange in my life.
Yeah.
It would have to be like. It would be cooking at Theos, and it would be Theos in particular.
Yeah.
Like, cooking at Theos taught me so much. One, that waitresses love the back of the house.
It's true.
Two, I learned so many cooking techniques, and I really got a flair for, like, just whatever.
Yeah.
Can you do that? Never have. Let's try it. Does it suck? Pretty good. All right. Like, I've had those conversations. But no, like cooking at Theo's was like really was really cool. Like Dom taught me a lot. And then he just let some like 22-year-old and 19-year-old run his restaurant. Like that was so bad. We could have done a better job. Like we could have done a better job.
But then you guys like I mean it did close.
It did. It did.
But like
yeah, I got a call.
You definitely could have done a better job.
But I got to keep the PA.
You did get to keep the PA, and I still have the chicken salad recipe that in your writing. But like that was one of the things that was so cool about that. It's dumb. If you ever see this, he gave it to me. He wrote
He knows I know it. She's the
it.
only one I gave it to.
You can only make it 90 times and not like remember it. But that was the thing that was so cool about Theos was not only was it like this awesome Greek restaurant, but like it was we were like had you started doing like shows, like we did like a whole acoustic sets
We did a
there.
whole set there. Yeah, the Mark Wood, my favorite Canadian in the world, Mark. He started hosting an open mic night there. It was like basically the first open mic night in this town.
Yeah.
Like ever, I think. And like people just showed up. Like I know I played it a couple times and then like then it was like, oh my God, this is a cool spot for music. And it actually was like one of the coolest spots for music down that hallway, that arcade. That was such a cool spot.
Oh, it was the best. And like the ceiling was low and like we would move the table so like the drums were like up on the like that little
there was a little riser. Yeah, a little 6-inch riser that like was a seating area until like it became the stage.
Yeah.
It was so cool. Yeah, and then like I remember seeing the Hanging Chads there. With Jandro, Zach, Dale Reed played bass, and Jim Durham played saxophone. Man. Like we listened to that, like we had a recording of that performance. And we listened to that in that kitchen all the time.
Yeah.
Like it was really good. Like, and no vocals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, the Theos was probably my favorite like other job.
Yeah, I think that was one of the things that we got to do that was so cool in New Bern was really be a part of I guess you'd really kind of call it the DIY community, but we had to do it like at bars or restaurants and stuff like that. But like, we really created some stuff there, dude. Like that was really dope. Like that, everything that happened at Milligan's back in the day with the open mic night that like without that open mic night that we decided to start that, like you and Mick from 99X, what's he doing now? What radio station is he on?
He's not. He's actually a helicopter pilot.
Well, that's dope. That sounds very Mick-like. But you and Mick, like it was only you guys for like 2 months would just show up and play, and then like finally like Ed and a couple other people, and then all of a sudden it became a thing. And it's just like it's just such a testament to how like when you're starting something off, it can seem like it's not getting any momentum.
Like, this isn't cool. Nobody likes this, and then all of a sudden it does. Like then it's like catches fire, and you're in it. Yeah. And then sometimes even then, like
still doesn't necessarily.
There's always that like back of the brain self-doubt bullshit that we all have.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but I'll stick with it. I always stick with it.
Yeah. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be in Chicago because I mean that's where Alan Kahn from Bad Meow had happened to move from Charlotte to New Bern. Like, who does that, Alan? And,
right.
And like
right.
Alan and Frank. And so they
Frank. I forgot about Frank.
Oh my gosh, Frank's so funny. But like they just happened to move to our town, which New Bern has this weird magnetic draw like that. I mean, my parents like picked it out of everywhere that they could have gone, like moving down from New York. And like all these people start showing up at this open mic, and like, you know, those guys did. And that was like that's the band that I moved up to Chicago to play with was Alan, you know? And that was a dope record too. Oh, I should add that to the list of stuff to re-put out because I don't think he ever dropped like the full Slap Chops record.
Oh, dude, I've got it on my hard drive.
I got that one too. But
like I listened to it. Like that's
a good record.
For us to knock out 20 tracks in 2 days, like, and then do a little post-production, like almost all that stuff was like, well, we call it the take one. Because like all that shit was like one take.
Yeah, well, we'd never played the songs before. As most of our recordings in the early days were, it was in your living room, and that house was perfect for recording.
That house was
so good.
God.
But that's one of the other dope things that you and I are doing right now. Is I just got it loaded up on Bandcamp, but we're dropping a 14-year-old EP right now.
That is happening.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
It's so weird. Like I I got the revision back on the master from my buddy Brian Fox over at Altered States here in Chicago. And I was just like, this shit slams. Like, this, like,
Oh,
knowing
fire.
that it's all, like, that was like the demo tracks. Like, it's my real drum tracks, but like everything else was supposed to be like scratch guitar, scratch vocal. We were going to go back in, like, but then our guitar player had a run in and had to run out. And yeah, and the band just kind of like fell apart out of nowhere. That's when we got a new guitar player that we had met at the open mic. That's That's when Jonathan came to play with us.
That's right. That's when Gurman came in.
Yeah.
And then our singer had a problem.
He had to run in.
He had to run out. And then Stoniker came on, and then like, man, that was and then it was Now Without Honor.
Yeah.
Like it really did just like, we got to change the name now. We ain't got the same singer.
Yeah, it's different stuff now.
Yeah,
but,
whole different thing now.
Yeah, like that's what's so cool about the way life like works out. Like we wouldn't have met Jonathan if it hadn't been for the open mic. He was one of the kids that was coming out to that all the time. But I'm pretty. There's something about like that whole. As many times as I had played with that mix, there was something different about like doing it with intention. Like, oh, we're gonna release this, and
right,
just like getting into the vibe and just like so much trusting the sounds that we came up with, what we were doing, and just like it was such a weird mind meld because I was able to really detach from it for the first time. And like instead of it just being the stuff that was ours, it was like, oh, listen to these 27, 28, 29-year-old kids like making this like killer music. And like
it's so good.
And it was in my bed, the extra bedroom at my house, you know,
right.
like I was not prepared for like how good those drums came out. Like I don't know how I did that.
Yeah, I don't know how you did that. That's some voodoo shit, but like you did it. I think you know what I think it was. I think when you went from like a fucking billion drum set to like down to a 4-piece, that really opened you up, and then you have more space too, and we didn't have to carry as much shit around.
Oh my god! I still have all of them, like because I feel
yeah. Have you got all the? Do you still have all the brass?
No, I've slowly gotten rid of the cymbals over the years. But so dope thing that just happened this week. I don't know if you remember, but I got that custom cymbal like way back in the day, the one that was
I tell people about it all the time. The ride cymbal inverted.
Dude, okay, so there's this cat named Timothy Roberts. He's in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. He's got 3 companies, actually. So it's Reverie Drums, Stack Ring Percussion, where it's like all these cool little doodads and like noisemakers, which I've got a bunch on the kit. And but he's just officially started one called Mod Cymbals. And he mods cymbals, just like, you know, people mod pedals, mod microphones, all that stuff. So I posted it in my stories today. I sent him that flipped out cymbal and he put it the right way and put it on the lathe, cut it down, hammered it. And we went through a couple rounds of that. And like, you got to jump in my stories when we get off tonight and listen to the before and after on that thing. This guy is a wizard. Like he has a gift. The same way like Dave Rhodes builds amazing guitars, Javier Sanovis builds cabs, you build things with wood. Like this guy hammering a lathe on cymbals, I don't understand how he does it.
All right, so
he's incredible.
Let me get that right. Like you took your inverted and then flipped it.
Flipped it back to the right way. So it's back like this. And like
yeah, you know what? I'm a little disappointed.
Oh, it sounded like it didn't sound good.
No.
And it was a pain in the ass to have on the stand. Like
it's a pain in the ass to put in your case?
Yeah, it was a pain in the ass to put in the case. Like
all right. I'm no longer disappointed.
No.
I do want to hear it though.
Yeah. You go to my stories when we get off of this live and listen to it. Like it's like magic what he did to that thing. It's crazy. I am so excited.
All right.
I'm just saying. So yeah, like there's just such cool people. North Carolina, man. Like I didn't really appreciate it until I left. You know, there's so many cool things going on there.
But you're all up in the you can go to Wrigley Field anytime you want.
Yeah, but I don't because they like Trump.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
How do you cope with that? How does it
It's
feel
all
to be
right.
you?
Yeah, it's all right. I pay to watch the games. I don't have to pay to go to them. And I can watch from the comfort of my own seat. I'm good.
Fair, fair. There's some little horrible things you got to deal with sometimes. They won't always be the owners. They hadn't always been the owners, so.
Oh, yes, right.
So that's what I mean.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. Oh no, not the Cubs just sucking
yeah,
all
yeah.
the time.
Gotcha.
No,
I
not the
gotcha.
Cubs sucking all the time. No. The
Yeah, yeah.
owners being racist and actively hating people that aren't white. That was what I was talking about.
Yes.
I only
Right,
alluded to it. Allow me to be more
right, right,
specific.
right. Well, they are named after a disease, if I'm not mistaken.
Which
Aren't they the
one?
rickets? Isn't rickets a disease?
Oh yeah. Is that the one where is rickets
I
where
can't look it up. I'm on my phone already.
Oh yeah, I know, right? Oh well. I know I feel like I remember hearing about rickets.
Yeah, rickets is a disease. It has to be.
Yeah. Well, they're living up to it.
Yeah. Well.
Anyway, done with baseball politics. Politics. No, but for real, I'm hardcore about that shit. Like, if I find out that somebody is like on, yeah, thank you. I thought it was the no vitamin C because they used to eat the lemons on the ships. Anyway,
That's scurvy.
that's scurvy. Damn, fuck. Screw all that. I'll edit it out. It's fine.
I tell people to put money in the tip jar. Put money in the tip jar. My kids have rickets. Like, I don't care. They don't have rickets. It's really hard to get rickets these days.
Yeah, I mean, our diets are a lot better. But yeah, like I feel like it's so important to like I feel like we're both big put your money where your mouth is kind of people in a lot of areas of our lives. And like that's something that we've like I think that as we're all becoming so much more aware of like the politics and how divided things really are, divided to the point that like there are people that are like actively trying to hurt and push their hate onto them, project their hate into
Right.
policies in a
Right.
way that probably has always happened, but I feel like now we're more aware of it. So what's something that you've had to redirect your funds from?
I don't eat Chick-fil-A.
Which is sad because it's like so good.
It's like the second best chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
It's the second best chicken sandwich. Let's get that right.
But then it's got all that hate on it,
Yeah, like it doesn't taste so good.
Yeah. Yeah. It ruins the flavor.
Yeah. Like I thought the pickles were good, but not the hate.
Yeah.
I mean, I put mayo on it, but the hate doesn't stop. So
yeah, the hate.
So I don't eat Chick-fil-A. We don't buy a certain brand of bread. Like I leave it up to Steph to tell me what we should and shouldn't buy. Because I don't always have, like, I'm not always aware of things. I am not good at being outside of my own head and not knowing, like, a lot of times I'm just, like, I dream a lot. And I always have something, like, something's always turning. And, like, I don't always, like, know. But we don't buy a certain brand of bread. I don't remember what it is, but I don't buy that bread. Yeah, Chick-fil-A, Hobby Lobby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
It's kind of
better
hard
anyway.
I mean, all right. Full disclosure, I did have to go to Hobby Lobby the other day.
Yeah.
It was the only place I could get this glue. Had to have the glue. Glue didn't work for what I wanted it to do. So I spent $7. I spent $7 at Hobby Lobby.
You know why? You know why the glue didn't work?
Hate.
All that motherfucking hate.
It's all that I ain't gonna pay for birth control bullshit. That's what it is.
Come on, y'all.
Come on, man.
I'm gonna go down.
No, let's not. Yeah.
I'm forgetting that like other people are like here and they're hearing this. So.
Yeah.
All right, you're not just talking to Wick. Okay. I'm back. So yeah, I think it's important to make wise choices, and I am also often oblivious to things and get a little too set in my ways, and I need to be led. Just be like, hey, did you know about? And then I'll like jump down the Google hole, and then
Right.
I need to do something about it. Like I'm definitely gonna like look up rickets tonight because now I'm thinking
Well, I think it was commented. I think it's a lack of phosphate and vitamin D.
lack of. Oh, Tanya, thank you. There we go. Now we know what rickets
I
is.
saw it scroll by. And as far as apps that disclose company political affiliations, pretty sure all companies basically are affiliated Republican. They will give some money the other way too, but the Republicans love business, so most of them identify that way. Look at where their money goes.
Yeah, find out where this one.
How
Zach,
about
aren't
the
you?
Matt Gates fucker?
I don't even know what's going on with that. I was just like, as soon as I heard about that, I've just been like catching like the little clips that come up because that's like as much as I'm willing to consume him. Like I know enough to be like, fuck that guy.
Dude, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
What's the skinny? Give me the short.
Oh man, he was like paying like chicks to like cross state lines to have sex with him and stuff. Like,
Like
I mean, he was just
underage,
like
right?
he was being like a regular old I look for sex on the internet dude, but I'll pay for it. But
Right.
like his stances aren't that way, so it's kind of like fuck you, bud. Like if you were like, nah, dude, it'd be cool if everybody could buy sex on the internet. Like, and then you did it, it'd be one thing, but like that's
Yeah.
not what you said. But it's what you did.
Yeah, that's the thing that's like such a bullshit about the way that shame works into things is that's the way I feel about so many of the people that are homophobic, so many people that have these weird things about sex. It's like, no, just legalize sex work. People should be able to safely have sex for money. Like, what's wrong with that? Well, we should be able to legalize pot. Everyone should be able to love the person that they're in love with and have the same rights. Like I shouldn't have to adopt my own children. I'm just saying they're my children. I shouldn't have to adopt them if we want to leave Illinois and not possibly run into a situation where we all get into a car accident and I can't see them. That's
Right.
bullshit. That is my real life. We really have paid a lawyer so I can adopt my own kids.
Yeah, that's
So
absurd.
yeah, that's like
For
real
the
life.
record, that's absurd.
All because someone decides to just be hateful. And I believe truly that all of that stems from shame. And whether it's the stuff in themselves, like look at Matt Gates. Guarantee if there was anything about sex work, he was all voting against that.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, he's like shamefully doing this thing and feeling like a bad, dirty boy. Like, or you could just realize that, hey, this is something I am also interested. Maybe other people are interested. Maybe it's a good idea if it can be safe.
Yeah.
And regulated and
Tax it.
tax
Fuck.
it.
Tax it. Make some money, for fuck's sake.
That's what I've been saying.
You know what else? Hookers and blow. Tax it.
Yeah. Except maybe not blow. I think that's a terrible idea. I've had this conversation. All right, so
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Like you shouldn't be able to. Maybe just make it really, really expensive.
I think just decriminalizing drugs makes a big difference. I mean, I'm very excited for Oregon to find out how everything goes there because like as soon as Colorado like really legalized pot, it was like, oh great. Now like look at all the good they're able to do with it. Like the industry is still fucked. It's still plagued by the same systemic racism that all of business policies are, at least here in Illinois, where it's all going to the white folks first. So there's still a lot that needs to happen with weed, but like I'm really excited to see how it goes where you actually decriminalize drugs. I mean, how many friends have we lost because of addictions to opioids? That's all legal drugs
Right.
that people are getting prescriptions for and selling. And like, I mean, we've had our old bandmate died.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my
No,
ex
that's
died. Like, that's real life, and that's a legal drug, and like
right.
that's just such a crock of shit. And I'm really glad that like there is a state that has said, okay, let's decriminalize it. So now we can like treat it because that's what you really need to do with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like the drugs won the war. For the record, and I think I really hope they kind of like go with Portugal's model on drugs. Like their addiction rate is lowest it's probably ever been, and they started they decriminalized drugs decades ago. And I can see the same thing happening. I mean, we're America, so we're going to take shit a little extra because, well, my
America.
fucking gut. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, like, so we're going to take a little, but I'd like to see it work out where it's like, you know, like it's a problem that needs to be addressed, and we've been doing it the wrong way forever. So let's try the complete fucking opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. I feel like that's one of the things that has really, really, really started to actually feel like a possibility now after we've all gone through this, as we're still going through this pandemic together. It's like, I feel like as citizens, a lot of us have hit that, no, we're done fucking around. Like, let's get this done. Like, feet on the
Yeah.
ground, let's go. I mean, obviously a certain group of people are doing it because they stormed the goddamn Capitol, but but also
That's the wrong group. We don't want them doing it.
No, exactly. But there's like so many people that are really motivated to do that. And like, I'm so glad to like see all of the people that are standing up for every cause right now. And just like as when with this when the racial justice issue really started shifting to the Asian American community, it was so powerful to me, which I had no doubt. But watching like the whole Black Lives Matters movement was like, no, they're like, stop fucking with them too. Like, this is, every drop of this is wrong. So like, tell me about like your thoughts being a cis white hetero dude through all of this.
It's been disappointing in a lot of ways. It's been also inspiring in a lot of ways. Like seeing, I know I'm over 40 now, but it's good to see the youth, like the people that will be running everything. I think I think our generation, like us weird ones that are born between like 77 and 82, whatever that is, it's, I think we're starting to take the reins now, so we can take the power back from the 75-year-olds and the 60-year-olds. If we can like really get people in there that really want to make a change, I think it's a good thing. Yeah. I want to do that. I want to see that happen.
Yeah, you guys have some inspiring politicians coming out of North Carolina too, dude. Like, I've been following Jeff Johnson on social media. Like, I don't even vote there, and like, I like Jeff Johnson. I think he's a good dude.
Yeah, Jeff Johnson, I haven't really followed yet. But if he was blue next, Jeff Jackson?
Yes. Jeff Jackson? My bad.
Yeah. Oh, that's the guy we voted for. No? Oh. That's the guy we will vote for.
Thank you, Stephanie, for keeping Wick and I in line, as you always do.
Yeah.
That's the thing our wives have in common. They keep us in line.
Yeah, I can't comment on the political climate right now because, like, I don't really know. Yeah. No, I know what I'm for. I know what I'm against.
Fuck Pat McCarthy trying to run for Senate.
Oh my God, I hate that guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll fall down a rabbit hole there. So, what you got?
An unsanctioned beer.
Do it. Do it.
Oh, I'm gonna.
So, Wick, what do you think? Like, let's just go straight to a serious question. What do you think is one of the labels that you've peeled off of yourself over the years that we've known each other?
Labels?
Yeah, so one of the things that I like to talk about on the show, and I've never really asked maybe this directly, but like, we all have a lot of labels that we wear, right? Whether it's, brother, sister, gay, straight, etc. What do you think's a label that got put on you, and what do you think is some you've pulled off?
I don't know. particularly know myself to have labels.
What do you
Like,
think? What do you think's been one of the biggest ways that that you've changed in the last year?
in the last year,
Yeah, like even post Florence, even post hurricane.
mm,
Like mainly like how do you think you've changed during COVID?
I have gotten more. I've gotten back into being creative again. I had a little time.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really shut down, but like that, I think that's been one of my favorite things. Is like I've been able to learn how to be creative again and take time to do that.
Yeah.
Uh, that's probably been the best thing about all of it. Is I had a little time. I actually took some time off because we never actually closed. Um, so I've been working the whole time, but I took some time off, and it was just like bought a table saw. I just got that though. I just got that. But I did buy a table saw. I've been like outfitting my shop. I've been buying tools here, buying tools there, picking up like tables and workspaces, like just getting it back to where I can like just go do some like fun stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I love to play, but we didn't have that for a year. So like,
Mm-hmm.
like where's all my fun stuff?
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
guess I gotta go make it. Let's go make my fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's super cool that you've like gotten to lean into woodworking because like that was something that you grew up around because your dad did.
Oh
Like,
yeah. And I honestly I do it every day. I just do it on a much more like tiny level.
right. That's dope. I'm glad that you've gotten to get more creative. So what's do you have a funny story about us that you a a safe one to tell if our children
A
listen to
fake
this?
funny story.
A mostly safe funny story.
Oh, a safe funny story. I thought you said a fake one. Like I say all
No,
this. I'm saying all
no,
this like it didn't happen.
no. I mean, we probably shouldn't tell any of those. We could probably tell some real stories. Be like, none of this happened, but
Oh God. I don't I don't know what's safe.
just go
Um
for it.
all right. There was this one time we were playing a show in Korea
Uh-huh.
and I don't know what happened, but you got really drunk. You did that. That was on you. It was
Oh my
was it
Camp,
Camp Page,
Camp
the one
Page.
way out with the helicopters and shite?
God, that was so dope.
Yeah, that was a fun place.
Mad respect for all the Black Hawk helicopter pilots out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And those Apaches too, huh? And we
Dude.
got to sit in that thing.
Yeah, that was awesome.
All of them. No, but like you got like hammer drunk, and at the end of the night, we had the trailer, we had the
The
combi
bus.
packed. Yeah, it was packed up. We were ready to go. Could not find you. Where the fuck is Sarah?
I know where Sarah was.
And John was like, where the fuck is Sarah? Like, it was, everybody was, where the fuck is Sarah? So,
Oh my God.
you were, Don found you in the women's bathroom,
Yeah.
making out with this girl with
Yeah.
really short hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I
definitely
don't know. There was just something funny about it because you were just like, I'll do what I want or something like that. You said,
I was
you
so
said the
nervous.
craziest thing. I was like, no, bitch, we gotta go. I'll do what I want. I was like, all right. Yeah, you want to get on the truck. Let's go.
It's a
We gotta go.
3-hour drive back.
And the 3-hour drive.
Oh my God. Yeah,
I used to fall asleep to not have to pee.
that drive was so long. I started bringing a cup because like that's tour life.
And Mr. Lee didn't want to stop.
No, Mr. Lee was not going to stop. I know he hated every time that poor guy had to have that shift. I know he hated it because I know I would have having to
Yeah.
drive 3 hours and then drive back at the end of the night.
And it was really like 20 miles.
But
Like-
it's all
Yeah, like it's up mountains and down to mountains. It was like 3 hours, but it was like 20 miles. As the crow flies, it was 20 miles.
yeah. I know it's crazy because like that whole state is the size of Indiana.
Yeah.
And like it takes me longer to drive from Chicago to New Bern because of the mountains than we can go straight down to New Orleans in a day. But if you got to go through all the mountains in like West
Oh
Virginia
yeah, yeah.
coming down, freaking 2 days. Total bullshit. But yeah, that's a
I mean, if you're gonna take 2 days, drive to New Orleans, spend a day, drive another day all the way across.
yeah. Got to do 2 days anyway. I can't just spend one day in New Orleans. What's some of your favorite cities you've been to?
Seoul
Yeah.
for sure. Chicago, up like what a great town you live in.
I'm
Like,
saying. I like it.
cheers.
What up, Pancho?
You know,
I know it's Pancho Villa.
let's see. I really liked Boston because of the bricks. They had so many bricks.
Yeah, yeah, good stuff.
And I went to Boston this past summer too. Well, not technically Boston, just outside of Boston, but it was fun. Yeah, I don't know. Like I've been a lot of places. Memphis was fun. Like,
I love Memphis, dude. We got like right after we were down there the last time. We always go to Gus's Fried Chicken when we're there because it's the jam. You got to go to the one downtown. You got to like get there before they open because there's already a line. But we just got like a Gus's Fried Chicken in Chicago a few years back, and like that was pretty crazy having it there because it was like in the West Loop where like Stephanie Izard's restaurants are and stuff. And I'm like, I mean, it tastes like Gus's, but this ain't Gus's, man.
right. Oh yeah.
You look like you're comfortable, man.
I am. I'm sitting in my bed.
Oh, nice. Well, Wiki, thanks for hanging out with me tonight.
It's fun.
Yeah, thanks for staying up a little late. It's a little
Yeah,
late
yeah.
where you are.
Yeah, it's late. I can't tell.
So
It's
people,
almost 11. It's almost 11. It is the
I know.
witching hour. I will be a pumpkin soon.
I know. That's why I'm going to let you go. If
Okay.
anybody is going to try to find you online or around New Bern with your art install, where can they find you?
On Facebook,
Under.
Wick Wickline,
And how do they
or
find your band?
the Bipolar Express. Look for the bear holding a bottle of pills.
And when do you think we should drop that record?
Um,
This week? Next week?
Sap.
Got it. I'm on it. So we're going to be dropping a little EP too.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Because this is literally us figuring out when to do it. So, dude, thank you so much. I literally would not be who I am today if it wasn't for you. And both musically and personally, I fucking love you, dude.
Likewise, I love you too.
Thanks again for hanging out. And I'm going to text you as soon as we get off.
Okay.
Love you.
All right, I love you too.
Later, dude.
Bye.